There has been a roller coaster of emotions at Manchester United. And this is understandable because when they sacked Ten Hag and brought in Ruben Amorim, they knew that he was going to get quick fixes and make sure that Manchester United is back to the levels where it belongs. But on contrary, this is not what has happened. And since he joined up to now, we've seen people criticizing the formation that he plays, saying that it is not a formation that will be able to thrive in the Premier League. Well, given that he's only had 4 or so months at Old Trafford trying to fix this, I tend to disagree with the people who are saying that this formation cannot thrive in the EPL. I mean, it is always advisable to give your manager time to see if he can implement the ideas and the philosophy that he has and he's bringing to the team. And that is exactly what Amorim has said, because he said he's going to stick to that philosophy until the end of time. Now, having said all that, there are some fixes that needs to be done at Manchester United for them to be able to move forward as a club, maybe to make improvements. And in this video, we are going to focus on the areas where Manchester United can easily try to make fixes for them to be a better team and probably have results. And of course, these are fixes for 2025-2026 season. So, welcome to Get In Sports. My name is Brian. Let's see what Amorim needs to do to this team, especially during the summer in preparation for the new 2025-2026 season. First things first, goalkeeping department. I mean, he has to change the goalkeeping department, not in terms of coaches, but the goalkeeper. And we are saying this because Andre Onana has not been consistent in the goal for Manchester United. I mean, when you're a top club, you need to have a goalkeeper who's saving you 90% of the time. Not a goalkeeper who is kind of 50-50 in terms of a game. Somehow, Onana is weak on crosses and also shot stopping. He hasn't been a great shot stopper as far as Manchester United is concerned. Because when you watch Manchester United games, sometimes you lack the confidence of even believing in him. And maybe you're asking yourself, who exactly should replace Onana in goal? And there's so many choices of goalkeeping options out there, including Suzuki, including Diogo Costa of FC Porto, and so many other goalkeepers who will come and replace Onana. So if anything, if Amorim wants a winning team, he should start making those changes from the goalkeeping area, and Onana should be the first person to give way for a better goalkeeper. Now, on to defenders. We've seen Amorim shuffling all his defense all season long, ever since he joined. We've seen Mazraoui play all over the place. We've seen Dalot play on the left and the right. We've also seen Leny Yoro play on the left, on the right sometimes. And actually, we've also seen De Ligt playing on the left, right, and sometimes in the middle. Now, for any team that needs to produce results, we know that for sure you need to have a centre-back partnership who are playing regularly for you to be able to produce the best out of them. And it hasn't happened for Manchester United so far. So, a quick fix for next season would be get Yoro playing on the right, get De Ligt playing in the middle, and get Martinez, if he stays fit, playing on the left. And Mazraoui and Yoro will be switching at the right centre back, of course. Get these three playing consistently and let's see what they can bring to this team. Because shuffling your centre backs day in, day out makes your team lose its confidence in terms of defending and things like that. Now, on to the wing backs. The Amorim's formation, which is 3-4-3, requires wing-backs who should be very good in the game. And as far as Manchester United is concerned at this point, Manchester United does not have players who are able to play at the wing-backs properly. I mean, they've signed Dogu, who's a good player and who's versatile because he can play on the left and the right. But on the right side of things, we haven't seen Dalot putting in a shift that fits in this system. So United, if anything, if they want to be serious, then they need to go for Giovanni Kenda from Sporting to be able to come and make the changes, because this system requires wing backs who play so well going forward and also defensive side of things. So, and we believe Kenda on the right and Dogu on the left will make good wing backs for as far as the next fixes are concerned. But if you ask me for the future, I think Dogu might not be a complete player to play on the left. And if you ask me, I would sign maybe Nuno Mendes to be able to play on the left wing back, and maybe Dogu can be a versatile player who can be benched and comes on maybe time to time depending on how the situation is. Now, on to the heart of the team, the midfield. Now, Man United have Ugarte, and they have other options like Maino, Bruno, Casemiro, Eriksen, and the rest of the guys. But we tend to think they still also need someone else in the middle for them to be able to fix their midfield problems. We've seen when Ugarte plays, he's been struggling too much in the middle, and for the obvious reasons that Premier League is too physical, and having only one player who's physical in your team like Ugarte will even exhaust him. So Man United need another midfielder in there, and if you ask me, a physical presence that will change everything for Manchester United's midfield, it will be one and only Morten Hulman from Sporting. And Hulman will not only bring the physical presence in Manchester United midfield, but also leadership, because he's been captain of Sporting and he's done a great job. At only 25 years old, he's good enough to be able to step into this midfield and make things happen. Now, maybe someone is asking, if you pair Ugarte and Hulman, what happens to Mainu and Casemiro and the rest of the guys who play in the middle? And the answer is, for Mainu, I think his contract situation has not even been decided yet, and he doesn't play so well in this system at the CM. So maybe he can fit very well at the attacking midfielder, which we're going to be looking at as we go by. Now, speaking of attacking midfielders, I think the best attacking midfielders Manchester United have is one and only Bruno Fernandes, and Ahmad, if he's fit, he can play really well at the 10 position. We've seen him do that. He's been Manchester United best player, and he cannot fail to be in this team. Another fix would be at the striking position. Manchester United need a Gyökeres kind of striker, because we've seen Højlund struggling in this system. We've also seen Zaxi, who has not been able to play as a 9. And it speaks volumes, because in this 3-4-3 system, you need a striker who's a bully, a striker who can finish, and a striker who's also good on the ball. Now, Man United may not have maybe the full funds to get Gyökeres, or even their current situation might not attract players like Gyökeres. But we believe that a striker like Gyökeres or maybe Osimhen can fix the situation. So, but if somebody asks us between Osimhen and Gyökeres, a player who you will trust as in this formation, we will go Gyökeres, because he's been playing there, he's been a beast under Amorim at Sporting, and he can produce amazingly in this system. This means that in goal we will have someone like Suzuki or Diogo Costa, and then a centre-back partnership of De Ligt in the middle, Yoro or Mazraoui as an RCB, and then on the LCB we have Martinez, and then on the wing-backs we'll have Kenda and Dogu as of now, or Nuno Mendes if possible in the future, and then in the midfield we'll have Hulman and Ugarte. And then at the attacking midfielder, we'll have Bruno and Ahmad. And up front, of course, we'll have Gyökeres. I mean, this team looks so good, and somebody is asking themselves, what happens to these other players who've been playing under Amorim? And the answer is, some of the players who are already in the squad and have been maybe doing well should go to the bench. and the bench should look like this. We can have players like Bayendir, Garnacho, Aiden Heaven, Mainu, Zaxi or Hoyland, depending on who might leave when Manchester United get a striker. And then we'll also have Collier, who's been a very key player for Manchester United. The academy graduate has done so well. And then we can also have Mount. I'd still give Mount more time because he's been out injured for most of the time and he hasn't gotten a real opportunity to play under Amorim. And then we'll also have Chido, Obi Martins, and then we'll have Maguire and Dalot on the bench. And for all of the other players who I have not named, like Rashford, Anthony, etc., then the answer is get rid of them. And for the obvious reasons that even up to this point, Ruben Amorim, it's clear that he might not want to work with Rashford and Anthony and Malacia, regardless of how well they are doing at their loan spells. So that means Rashford, Anthony, Malacia, sell. Johnny Evans, Casemiro, Heaton, and Luke Shaw, Lindelof, etc. also release them. Especially some of them have their contracts ending soon. Now, I believe this squad, as we've named, is really good enough. And those Manchester United fans who have not had confidence in Amorim, I tell you what, I promise you that if Amorim gets this kind of squad, you'll see changes on the field. And that is why I'm saying, see you at the end of 2025-2026 season if United make these changes on the field. Of course, we usually have other factors affecting football, especially in the dressing room and even around the club in general. But these are on-field fixes. These are players that can change Manchester United status going forward because things don't look so good at this point. So let us know in the comment section who you think can be a fix, or let us know exactly what you think about this. Do you think this squad can be better? We're not saying this squad can win the Premier League, but can have a better season compared to what we are seeing so far? Let us know in the comment section. So my name is Brian and see you in the next one.